Okay, good evening, and I'm here again this evening to discuss some things from the farm. As usual, I know I've been away for some time. Okay, this evening I'll be discussing your farm, the rainfall, and irrigation. You see, most we love farming. We want to produce food. Okay, let me put it this way: you've gotten the land, you pay for the land, you clear the land. After clearing the land, you've bought the seed, you've got your farm laborers, you've got everything you need, and you move to the farm. Then imagine you want to plant 5 acres of corn, 3 acres of cassava. Somebody else is planting 3 acres of beans. Somebody else is planting 2 acres of yam. Every one of us has got different crops that we intend to plant. So after getting every material we need, you got your seed, you got your farm laborers, you got your farm workers, you got everything in place. And then you move to the farm and you got your tractor, the plow, and you wait for one rain and you use the rain to plant. After planting, when the rain falls and you plant, you now discover, when you plant, if the rain falls today and you plant, in the next 3 days, the seed will germinate. At least from the soil, you will see the seed coming out from the soil. So after 3 days, your plants start coming out from the soil. And by the time the plant is coming out from the soil, there's no rain again. For the first day, second day, third day, and then for a week, there's no rain. What do you think will happen to those crops? They will die. Yes, the new crop you planted with the rain that fell 3 or 4 days ago, if by the next 1 week there's no rainfall again, those crops they will die. Now imagine you've committed fund, you've planted 5 acres, 10 acres of whatever, of corn, of maize, of beans, of everything. Let's leave that aspect. Now let's discuss about rainfall. You see, most new farmers, they don't, but I think it's never in a new farmer's budget to consider rainfall, let me not even put it rainfall, to consider how water will get to the plant. Look at okay, let's put it, after you've planted everything, the seed, the fertilizer, the pesticide, the laborers, everything, but you did not factor how you get water to your crop, because God will supply water, which is rainfall. We're in the month of May. I don't know of some other communities or some other area, but I know in my community, there has been, rain will fall now. It will stay another 1 week or 2 weeks before you get another one again. And it has been affecting several farmers' crops. That's why, as in, imagine all the money you spend on labor, on everything, on whatever, and at the end of the day, you plant it and you start saying, "Holy wow, God, oh," you go to mountain, you go to, like in the churches now, in the mosque, like in rural community, in planting communities, areas where they farm. As I speak with you, everybody is praying now for rain. God, oh, let this rain fall. They even go to church and they will say, "Holy wow, please fall the rain, no, let rain fall." Now let me give you one point. Israel, according to we Christian, of some of us that are Christian, Israel is believed to be the favorite of God. But do you know they have one of the least rainfall you can ever come across? And do you know they were not going onto mountains or valleys or anywhere? They were not going 7 days fasting or our biri and everything for them to have rainfall. No. They look for alternative. They find a way to solve their problem. Meanwhile, they were supposed to be calling God and say, "Oluwa, Jesus, Baba, Allah, Muhammad." They were supposed to be shouting to God. Like I heard too of Mecca, they don't have much rainfall. But they don't wait. They are not waiting. They are not shouting, "God, bring rain. God, do this." No. They went to work with technology. What did they do? I learned Israel were the ones that first created drip tape irrigation. They were the first to start irrigation. They look at it as, okay, since the quantity of water we are having is not enough for us to produce the kind of food we love to have. So why don't we look for alternative to produce our food? And the alternative they did is this. Whenever rain is falling, whenever it is raining, they harvest that rainwater. They harvest rainwater. And the rainwater that they harvest is what they use to plant their crops, so that they don't have to be waiting for God to fall the rain. Now look at us here in Africa, in Nigeria most especially. 99.9% of farmers are going to farm with rainfall. I've mentioned this before. I said in my geography class in secondary school, I remember because I love all those subjects. We were told rainfall starts in March in southwestern area. Rainfall starts around April or May in the northern area. But do you know something? Currently now, this is May, and see, in my community now, once it's getting to farming season, you will see plenty tractors. Yeah, because they know there are plenty farmers that need the tractor. So as I'm speaking with you, tractors are packed. They've been packed down for like 2 weeks. No rainfall for them to even till the soil. This is May. Corn is 3 months. So imagine, maybe this is middle of May, May 14th. It means they won't be able to plant until maybe until the rainfall. Anyway, we're waiting for the rain. And then so it means, and meanwhile, by June ending July, you dare not plant again because the rain will have gone by October or by September ending. So it means if you plant now in May, June, July, August, it will be. If you plant in June, it will be July, August, September. So you dare not plant in July or August. So in essence, what I'm saying is this. You are planning 10 hectares of land. You are planning to cultivate 10 hectares of whatever crop. Don't do 10 hectares. Instead, do 5 hectares, 7 hectares, or 6 hectares. Find a way, plan yourself to find alternative source of water for your farm. You see, on normal basis, you will say government, but we all know we don't have a government that will do that for us. We have government, but we don't have the one that will do that for farmers. So if you are joining the farming circle, if you are just partaking in the farming system, find alternative way to irrigate your farm. Let me tell you why I brought this topic. I was on the farm today. Since December or October, we've been burning petrol to supply water. And I was like, rain will soon come. By March now, we'll be free. By March now. March passed. We are still burning water. We're still burning petrol. April passed. We are still burning petrol. We are in May. And there's still no hope of rainfall. Personally, I know rain is scanty. And we always know. But we never prepare for it that it will be this extended. As in by May 14, there will be no rainfall for farmers to plant. So now what my team is planning is, okay, since this is the situation, it means we have to irrigate the whole farm. We have a borehole already, but it's not sufficient, it's not enough. It means we have to find a way to get extra borehole so that we can increase the area we covered. One borehole cannot cover much for you on the farm. So, when I'm saying all this or I'm telling people, I believe I'm just enlightened. I'm helping you to save your fund. Look for land with water source. Good evening, sir. You are welcome. You are welcome. You are look for water source so that you will not have the issue of rainfall challenges. Today on the farm, we were pumping water and everything. I was seeing the crops because we're already having this mentality that rainfall is there, and I was almost relaxing with the petrol. Or like those times we know there will be no rainfall. So what in essence I'm saying is that now I imagine what will happen to maize farmers, cassava farmers, cassava farmers and other even beans. By now we will have planted beans. Yes, there's a rain-fed beans we want to plant. We couldn't plant yet. We will not even be able to plow the soil. Is it not when you plow that you plant? Like I told you, the weather condition, the rain condition is different from place to places. So you might have enough rain in your place now, but I'm telling you what is happening in my community, and not only my community, in other nearby community with me, people that share the same tropical climate with us. Now, if in May, Oyo State is not having enough rain in May, I wonder what will be happening in the north. Then I wonder what will be happening when you after you pass through Niger State and everything. I wonder what kind of situation they had now. What we're saying in essence that there's a climate change. Honestly, I keep wondering why they are not announcing, or why the NIMET or whatever, whoever is in charge of our Greek, I wonder why they are not saying it. They are not telling farmers, they are not enlightening people about climate change. Now, I will tell you, when we say there's climate change, it means things are changing. The weather, climate means inside in the climate. What we mean by climate is the rainfall, the sun. The sun is part of climate. The rain is part of climate. The weather, as in the temperature, is part of climate. All these things are changing. Why are they changing? Yes, I don't want to go in depth into that, but it is part of what we human caused. We are part of what caused the climate to change with our destruction, as in destruction of trees and not replanting, with our chemicals and every other thing. We are the one that caused it. Now, what is the way forward? Especially for farmers. Most farmers don't understand this, and that's why, especially people that are just rushing in, you keep wondering why food price is getting high. Of course, sure, herdsmen are disturbing us, definitely. Herdsmen are causing their own. Climate change have its own impact. I will tell you one. Since January this year, my team has been planting tomatoes, and none of the tomatoes survive. Why? Because the heat is just too much. The sun is just too much. As in, the tomato will start very well, and it will get to some point like this, it will just start changing color. The sun, the climate, and everything is affecting almost everything on farm. And I'm telling you, prices will keep, I don't know how to say it, because the price of food will keep increasing. Now, because the price of food is increasing, a lot of people will say, I want to go and farm. Farmers are making a lot of money. Farmers are now rich. They are now the billionaires. They are now this, they are now that. Not knowing that farmers are striving, but those efforts are not really boosting the food production, because climate change is affecting it. And that's why we are not able to supply plenty to the market. That's why we don't have surplus to supply the market. So in essence, so that I will not take your time, what I'm saying is plan your irrigation along. If you are going to farm, plan your irrigation along. Don't do 10 hectares, do 8 hectares. Use part of the money to do irrigation. Reduce what you are planting. You will later thank me for it. You see, it's not, and if you are searching for land to buy for farming, look for land that has water, that is close to water, that is surface water. Borehole is not economical enough. One, why? We don't have direct electricity to supply the water. You need to buy petrol. You guys know how much. In town, they are selling petrol 162 per liter. In the village here, we buy at 175 naira per liter. And imagine I use 4,000 naira of petrol every day to run the farm. And when we were expecting it, does, and the climate is not even making it convenient for us to be able to get something to the market. So please, I'm telling you now, you should learn from us that are already on the farm. So make sure you plan your irrigation along. Maybe some other time I'll be discussing about mulching, how to reduce the quantity of water you use on the farm, and some other things like that. But like I said, reduce whatever you want to plant, because the climate, the weather is not that favorable. And right now, imagine I keep mentioning the date so that you understand. May 14th, and we're still waiting for rainfall in this part. Meanwhile, by March by now some crops will have grown as tall as anything. So the weather is not favorable, the climate, everything is not favorable. And like I said, I believe some other farmers too are facing they are going through the same challenges we're going through here. But what happened is that most time we farmers, we post fine, beautiful pictures and say, look at my work, see what I'm doing. But when we have challenges and we have problems, we don't normally post it out, because you don't want anybody to say you're a failure. You don't want anybody to say you messed up. I don't know if you understand. So most times it takes courage, it takes boldness to come out and speak out about all these things. And I hope people appreciate that I'm doing that. I'm not saying that I'm not bringing them out because I want to scare you. I'm saying them and telling you so that you learn from them and you use them to correct your own, so that you won't have to commit into that. And then that's why you wonder why we are not producing enough, or why we are not getting much food. Yes, there will still be enough food scarcity. Plenty food scarcity, because the farm is not smiling. You know what I mean? So guys, thank you for watching. I just felt I should enlighten us. If you're coming late, you can go back and just play the video, since I always post it online. But things are not really on the farm. We're still pulling, but honestly, the weather, the climate is not helping us. And I'm telling you, be careful with rushing to the farm. Don't say because cassava price is high, you will rush. No. Don't say because maize price is high, you will rush. No. Don't say because they are selling. No. Please, be careful. Be careful. Be careful. You are welcome once again. And thank you for watching. You can also share with your friends. You can check some of my other videos on my YouTube page. I'm still Yinka Adeshola everywhere. My Twitter, my Instagram, my everything. You can check some lessons there. I'm Yinka Adeshola. I don't change my name anywhere, any of the online network. I don't. My names remain Yinka Adeshola, except on Naira Land, where I use Jethro 2. So if you're on Naira Land, if you follow me on Naira Land, my name is Jethro 2. You know, I'm on Agric section. You won't find me on any other section except Agric section. Yinka Adeshola. You are welcome. If you have question, you can drop it for me. I will attend to it. I can. Then somebody asked me in my last lecture. Somebody asked me, what will it cost to set up an acre of irrigation? Even yesterday, somebody even yesterday too, a senior colleague called me to ask what will it cost him to set up something on irrigation, because he's also considering the system. So I'm going to come out with a written this time around. You know, I'm going to just do a detail, a written, a write-up. Might not be much, but a small one. Maybe an ebook, just a small one. It won't be more than, maybe 5, 10, 8 pages or whatever. But an ebook for people that might be interested. Let me know if you have the interest. Just cost of setting up an acre for every crops. Once you have that cost of setting up an acre, it can be used for every other crops. Tomato, cucumber, maize, everything, even for your cassava. I'm sure people are surprised that cassava have irrigation. Yes, you can use irrigation for your cassava if you really want it to boost it up. But for now, if you are planting anything you are planting, you can use irrigation for it. I'm going to write, I'll put something down. I think I was writing it about 6 or 8 months ago, but I just abandoned it. I'll complete it. Then if anybody that have interest, you can get it. It's going to be an ebook, just a small one. And then there's market for everything we're producing, but the challenge is you need to learn your production first. So thank you for watching, and you are welcome. Okay, if there will be a question before I leave, because most times once there's anything like that, I will just find out. Once I'm offline, I will just see question, and I just left now. Okay, if there's any question, let me have it. If there's no question, I hope I send this. Please, your irrigation. Okay.